Hi, I'm Gary Leonard. Today we're going to talk about gym etiquette. When you join a gym, or even when you visit a gym, there are certain things you need to kind of be aware of. And this is to help guide you through some of that. Most of this will be centered around kind of muscle head things, but then some common sense things as well. First of all, personal hygiene. When you go into a gym, it's expected that you're not coming out of an oil field directly. I mean, if you do, you probably need to shower first. I know it sounds silly to shower before you work out, but you don't want to offend anybody else. And I can tell you from personal experience, I've gone into a gym and I can't stand my own self, and I end up cutting the workout short, going home and showering. Just so be aware of that. Hi, I'm Gary Leonard. Don't slam the door behind you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about gym etiquette. Gym etiquette starts at home. One of the first things you need to be aware of is yourself, your personal hygiene. Make sure that you are clean when you come into the gym. It doesn't mean freshly showered. It does mean clean and as odor-free as possible. Always wear clean clothes when you can coming into a gym. And don't forget that even though a shirt might be clean, if you wear that shirt every day, even if you wash it every day and you work out in it every day, eventually it's going to go bad. I got some I just had to throw out and burn or whatever. Sometimes they just self-combust. Proper attire. This is part of personal hygiene, but proper attire is important. You saw when I walked in the door, I was dressed in street clothes. I went in and changed. Comfortable fitting clothes. Something that's not too revealing. I mean, I know gym is a very physical place to be, and everybody's really into health and fitness, and some people really think they look great. Trust me when I tell you that not everybody looks as great as they think they do, and I'm a good example of that. Sometimes I think I look pretty good, and I don't really look as good as I thought. So proper attire is important. In our health club here, our gym, Mike Davis is the owner. It's Iron Mike's Gym, and you would not believe, well, actually I'd say you can believe the signs. There's a sign about shoes, and there's a real big deal with shoes because people tend to come in out of the fields. We have a agriculture and logging community here, and come into the gym and just track stuff everywhere. So you're going to see some signs that say shoes. It says shoes. 'Tis the mud season. Please help us out by bringing a separate pair of workout shoes. Remember, a separate pair of clean workout shoes on the gym floor. This is the muddy season, which is 365 days a year. It's a muddy season up here, so it's a good idea to carry a special set of shoes with you. And just so you know, this is the first gym where I've ever actually had a separate set of gym shoes. I've always just walked in and worked out and walked out. So that's one of the issues is proper attire. And like I said, personal hygiene. Some of the videos we're going to show you now have to do with just common sense things that I call them major infractions or major violations. One is cell phone use. I've got a little skit here you'll see. It looks at cell phone use and it tells you how somebody else might see your cell phone use. Now,
Like a program on there?
Nope. Just busy.
Mind if I get a set?
Oh yeah, hey, sure. I just got a couple more sets to go. Hang tight, right? Oh gee.
Walking around with headphones in, that's fine. You know, you're walking around, you're listening to your tunes. That's good, you know. I mean, and that also says that I don't want to talk to anybody, which is fine, and you don't want to listen to anybody either. I'm much more social than that, but I know my daughter, when she's training by herself, she puts headphones in, and I don't even think she listens to music. It's just because she wants to focus on what she's doing. Now, if you're going to use the phone as a communications device, if you're going to Facebook, text, Twitter, Instagram, any of that other garbage, any of those other forms of communication, do it outside or at the front counter of the gym. Get off the workout floor. Don't do that stuff on the floor. Also, if you're going to videotape or tape, record anything that's going on in the gym, you had better have the permission of the owner. In this case, it would be Iron Mike, and the person that you're going to videotape. If it's you, that's fine. But even if you're going to take selfies, you're going to have people in the background, and you need to make sure you have their permission as well. Putting weights back in the rack. You'll see there's several signs around the gym that talks about rack your weights, rack your weights, rack your weights. When you're done with weights, strip the bar. A couple little skits I have for you today will tell you about stripping a bar. It's like, I mean, there's weight on there that would crush me to this day. I mean, I used to be able to do it. Can't do it anymore.
All right, now we're going to do some curls. What? Where'd all the weights go? Oh, I see. Someone decided to take all those weight plates, those dumbbells, and set them over here for some reason. I mean, I'm not quite sure who would do that. And just so you know, this is a hazard as well. People will stumble over these, especially guys like me that are kind of lame and clumsy. But leaving your dumbbells on the floor is not a good idea. If the dumbbells aren't in your hands, they belong in the rack in the right spot.
But, you know, be courteous to other people and clean up your mess, basically. Clean up after yourself. You know, this gym, they're hard enough to maintain, and Mike is meticulous. In this particular gym, Mike Davis is meticulous about the sanitation in the gym and cleaning things. But a little skit about picking up dumbbells, and what I say is, if the dumbbells aren't in your hands, they belong in the rack. They don't belong on the floor. They don't belong in another room. If you're doing giant sets or something like that, walk back and forth. You don't have to carry the. It's not where you have to immediately pick up a weight. You can do this. You can set a weight on the rack and then go over to your other thing and pick that up. And the weights don't belong to you. So if somebody wants to use those weights, they need to be where they belong. So if I want to do a set of curls and I walk over there and my 15-pound dumbbells aren't on the rack, I have to go hunt for them because I can't find them and I can't do 20-pound curls. Dropping the weights. That was so heavy. Now, this is another thing that it really backs off a lot, and I know that gym owners have talked to other people about it, but just banging weights is not acceptable. You know, personally, if you can't hang on to the weight, if it's so heavy that you have to drop it from a foot off the ground, it's too heavy for you. You know, find something else. Do another exercise, use less weight, do something else. Okay, now there's a few other things that I didn't do any skits on, pretty much no skits. For new people who have never been in a gym or they've been in gyms and have had bad experiences, that type of stuff, health clubs and gyms, especially if you got meatheads like me and my buddy Jeff that's in some of the skits with me, can be very intimidating, and it shouldn't be. The worst thing in the world is, for me personally, is when I've done something stupid that ruins somebody's perception of what I do and what I am and what the gym's all about.
Hey, so what's that work? What's that do? Is that your legs or is it arms? Because your arms are really big. Hey, can I do a couple sets on there with you? Work in with you?
What?
Please? I said, can I please work a couple sets with you?
No.
Get out the machine! Get out the machine! Okay, action.
So it's really busy in here, but mind if I work in it?
You know, I got like 2 more sets, and I'm trying to do a set every 5 minutes. So if you can hang on, I'll be done in like 10 minutes.
This whole process, this whole thing with me right now and talking to to everybody out there is, I want you to personally want to come into a gym. I want you to get healthy. I want you to change your lifestyle if you think you need a lifestyle change. Some people don't. A lot of people do. And I think a lot of times they're overwhelmed by all the things that have to take place. I'm going to give you 4 tips right now. And these 4 tips are the tips that will keeps it conceivable. It keeps it, the entire gist of what I'm trying to get out there are these four things, okay? First of all, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Second of all, keep it fun. With me personally, if it's not simple, it's probably not fun. My workout's very simple right now, and we'll talk about that on another time. The third thing, you have to be persistent. Now, if it's not simple, it's not going to be fun. And with me personally, and this might be for you too, if it's not fun, I'm probably not going to be persistent. Okay, I'm not going to keep doing it. And then the last one is be patient. Simple, fun, persistent, and patient. Those four things are critical components to whatever you're going to be doing. I've seen people come in and they are hot and bothered. When they start, they are just going gangbusters. And they try and do everything they see on the internet or everything they've read in the magazines. And I mean, I've written articles in magazines, and I've also been the subject of articles in magazines. And I can tell you that the articles are good for those people that the articles are about. Okay, my workout routine is great for me personally. That doesn't mean it's going to be great for you. You might have something completely different. You might need something completely different. So it's important that you keep it simple, keep it fun, be persistent, and be patient. Enough for today. Enjoy the skits. I hope you enjoyed the skits that we had.